Thorsten Quaeschning, and I'm compose and play with Tangerine Dream since 20 years now. So I think everything you live, you recognizing it triggers you. So the environment is so important. The crowd is important. Love reading synthesizer magazines, and Edgar's interview were always so iconic and so edgy, but on a so extreme level. I thought, whoa, what a guy! But I had some best of collections of Tangerine Dream, because as a synthesizer player, it was always part of the scene and of the history of synthesizer music itself.
You know, as I haven't been appointed by Edgar, who founded the band, but have been appointed by Thorsten, the musical director, for a long time now, you know, it's of course this question, like, what would Edgar think? So maybe he's sitting somewhere and thinking, like, who is this new dude in the band? Like, what's he doing there? My name is Paul Frick, and I play synthesizers and keys in general in Tangerine Dream, and I joined over 2 years ago. So I'm a new member, and it's very exciting to be on tour in the States.
I'm Hoshiko Yamane. I'm from Osaka, Japan, and I'm living in Berlin since 2006, and I'm joined Tangerine Dreams 2011, and I'm playing the electric violin. I started violin at 4 years old, and I studied classical music in Japan and in Rostock in Germany. I met Thorsten end of the 2010, and he said we will play the Fuji Rock Festival, and you want to come and join us, and yes, why not? But I didn't know Tangerine Dream, and I thought actually I was as a translator.
So you thought you were being hired as a translator?
Yes, because it is Fuji Rock in Japan, and I didn't know the band is so big and famous.
I was doing a lot of kind of dark music in that days, and one of the guys from Edgar's office was a singer for a gothic metal band. He knew me from a lot of productions, and I played a lot of strange gothic rock, black metal and dark rock things. And they know me and asked me if I could join them for a kind of audition thing, meet each other for 2 weeks in 2003, and I'm still here.
I joined because of Thorsten. We found out that we already knew each other from almost 20 years ago, because we both studied classical composition, but not at the same teacher, but at the same conservatory. Thorsten was somebody who looked very different than any other classical music student, so he seemed like somebody interesting, and it just happened so that we met again, had more chats, then jammed in Thorsten's studio in his home together, and found out that we complement quite well, because we have different backgrounds, but there's certain things that click, and we just like making music together. And yes, that was for me just a very lucky coincidence, and changed my life quite a lot.
Already 12 years with Tangerine Dream, and I have a lot of experience in touring, but I should say the first concert, Edgar said, yeah, you are very professional and you can play.
like the term real-time composition because there are rules and you can do things in real time. And so being in the room and things happening at the same time, so sounds could interact in a different way. So if you record in a normal studio environment, you will start with one sound and then you add another one. And if it's recorded in audio, probably you can do something with post-production and effects and equalizers. But if everything's running at the same time, you're probably twisting the knobs a little bit different because you hear, okay, maybe there's an envelope that should be different to that, and you hear everything at the same time.
I was pretty amazed like how open the two others are in the band. And in the beginning when I joined there was still Ulrich. He also seemed very open, so it's better to try something out and risk it, and then you can still say that's not Tangerine Dream, but I think none of us wants to be afraid while making music. We want to be inspired, we want to lift ourselves up. So it's better to you have to kind of win against these fears.
Now I use the electric violin Yamaha 5 strings and violin and viola. I have some effector pedal and but I use only one track this, and I like actually original sound of the violin.
So my synthesizers are actually very pretty basic. They're all synthesizers that I really love and that I really know that I have a connection to, that I feel as my instrument. I always want to have like knobs in front of me. I use Juno 106, I use a SH 101, and then I use a Korg Electribe ESX1. That's a bit of leftover from when I was doing real club music, but I love how the thing works and it has a brilliant effects section. Then I use a stage piano, but also via MIDI triggering software instruments, because sometimes, especially for the older tunes, it's impossible. It's for me very handy to have at least a few presets, because sometimes I have to change very quickly, and it's hard to do with changing all the parameters. Sequencing is basically Thorsten's domain. Thorsten has often like quite a few sequences running at a time.
It's very different to my normal equipment on stage because we have problems to get enough flight cargo container. So this time it's in a 38-inch, only 3-row, I think they had 3-row Eurorack. Works quite well. Then I have a mini tower, a siren through TC Electronics Nova delay, Roland GDXI, Roland System 8, Ableton for sequencing and for sounds, so I'm using some of the Arturia stuff, some of the native instruments. Normal stage in Europe, I have a Memotron from friends from Mannequin Electronics, and they also are doing their version of the Schrittmacher, which is a step sequencer. I'm colorblind, so I have to change them every LED in blue and something and not red and green because I can't see if it's on or off. And for step sequencer, it's kind of important thing to know which step is on.
Since I was able to join and to make music with these incredible two musicians, I dived into it way further, and it took me a while to really feel at home in it and to feel entitled to even contribute. And by now I feel like it's a cosmos that I live in. There doesn't have to be an idea there when we start making music or when I make music. It just happens.